G'day trendsetters, welcome to my pre-ride of Big Sugar starting in Bentonville, Arkansas. This is downtown Bentonville. In fact, I recorded a little tour of Bentonville and nearby Rogers, and it might be produced by the time you see this video. If not, subscribe to see more from this channel and about this little town. So I'm riding the full Monty course. It's about 105 miles. It's going to be a long day. Made the point of starting early, so wish me luck. And there are two, hopefully, scheduled stops along the course, one including the brewery at about mile 75. Farewell for now, downtown Bentonville. All being well, I'll be seeing you a little bit later on. One thing to remember, this is the public version of the course. I understand the race course does take on some private property. Obviously that's not going to happen during a pre-ride, so bear that in mind. But if all goes well, my pre-ride will give you an idea of what to expect in the hinterlands of Arkansas and into Missouri. Making my way to the edge of town. So you'll be meandering through some of the suburbs of Bentonville as the course heads away. As you can see, the fall colours are starting to appear, so I'm expecting a really colourful display once I get onto the main action of the Big Sugar course. Welcome to gravel road number 1 of the Big Sugar course. NWA Gravel to be exact, northwest Arkansas. It's rained a little bit on and off the past few days, so I'm expecting some pretty tasty conditions on course. I've got a pretty sweet bike I'm riding today, which I'll show you shortly. The Garmin indicates through its Climb Pro functionality there is 18 climbs of note. There's likely more than that, but I'm on to number 1 of 18. It's got a nasty little kick at the end, which you can't see on screen right now. So today, I'm riding in cruise mode, okay? Well, that's how I ride most of the time these days anyway. We're just chugging along, doing a crack. Got a long way to go. Today's bike be the beautiful Allied Able. It's a one-by specific gravel bike, and it's made by hand in nearby Rogers, Arkansas. In fact, I should have my factory tour video of the Allied facility online by the time you see this video. But admire the beauty of this bike. You might notice I've got a third bottle cage going on. I normally never use that, but because there's a chance, well, there is a good chance, who knows, I might run out of water. I'd rather have that bottle cage covered in crap than no bottle cage or bottle covered in crap. Other facts about today's bike, trendsetters. I'm running the WTB Resolute 700C/42. It's an excellent tyre. I've reviewed that on the Gravel Cyclist website and it's linked below. And also Envy's marvellous G23 wheels. Here's the steep wall climb the Garmin was talking about. Just so you know, I'm not going to show every single climb on this course. Just my usual highlights, narration and ramblings. So this first climb maxes out at 15%. So bring your low gears. Incidentally, this one I'm riding today is fitted with a 46 big ring and a 50 tooth big hog. So less than 1 to 1. Hello sweeties, pardon the annoying dog in the background. So okay, if someone, a bovine expert, can chime in with what type of cows these are, I'd greatly appreciate it. I've seen them in Florida before, just don't know what the breed's called. They're very curious, sort of, keeping their distance. Gravelly road number 2. Oh, the conditions today are absolutely bloody perfect. Forecast high is about 82 Fahrenheit, so that's about 27 Celsius. Look at this. Look how nice these roads are, will you? Now, I'm sure the conditions are going to change later in the course. I'm at mile, I think, 10 or something. So, expect the unexpected. Gravelly road number 3. At some point I'm going to stop counting all the gravel roads because there's going to be too numerous. But thus far, bloody scenery is spectacular, especially this time of year. I'm riding late October 2020. Look at that. About 12 or 15 miles into the course, services have been getting a little bit rougher, but nothing to worry about. Thus far, what I've seen, you ride this on a 700 by 38 tyre, no worries at all. The sign there reads, road closed, 0.3 miles ahead, local traffic only. Well, the route goes that way to the left, but in my lingo that means road closed, probably knackered, prepare to hike a bike and bushwhack. Okay folks, you're not really supposed to ride these little descents one-handed. So if you ride them with 2 hands, you'll have a lot more fun on the descents, keeping your bike controlled in a calm and sort of professional manner. I have no clue where I'm at, but the course does roll past this cemetery. And there is a fighter jet. Now folks, in addition to heaps of climbing, there's heaps of descending, and some of these descents are quite tricky, so exercise caution. There's quite a lot of loose material on the ground, so don't go railing it into corners because you could easily lose your front wheel, and nobody wants that. Okay, leaf peepers, check that out. This is Arkansas, and we've got leaf season going on. And the best part is, no one's around, just me. Bloody brilliant. It's early days yet, trendsetters, but I have to tell you, this is one of the funnest routes I've ridden in a very long time. It's got everything, scenery, rolling hills, quiet roads, and farms. It's always nice rolling past farms and checking out the slower pace of life. Hello goats and horses. Hello. Are you grumpy? Maybe. You're wagging your tail. Oh, chill out. Morning. Nothing like a gunshot to clean out your ears in the morning. Rot roll, pavement ends at 500 feet. And we're back onto NWA Gravel. However, I'm approaching Missouri, and if my memory recall is correct, the state line crosses somewhere along one of these dirt roads. So I doubt very much it's going to be signposted. If it is, you'll be seeing me do a little dance on the state line, okay? One tip I'll give you folks, and this tip goes for every time you ride a gravelly road, make sure your tyre pressure is set appropriately. Have a gravel switchback coming up here. Alright. You're not supposed to do this one-handed. This thing's about 16%, I'm guessing. Check out the view behind me. There's the road I just came from down there. This is climb number, I think 5. Ways to go yet. How beautiful is this, trendsetters? That was some 15% climbing right behind me. Not done quite yet. It's leveled off a bit. But like I said earlier, bring your low gears. Do not underestimate how tough this course is. Here's a good look at my steed for today, the Allied Able. And I mentioned earlier, the video, you can see the factory tour of how these beautiful bikes are made is linked below. And this bike belongs to Drew, one of the lads at Allied Cycle Works, kindly loaned me his personal bike. Now I'm not a huge fan of one bike, but Drew has this bike set up pretty sweet. So he's got a 46 big ring and he's got a 50 on the back with the Eagle, and this is a really nice setup for around this part of the world. I've got a less than 1-to-1 ratio, which you really need some of the climbs, and I'm not noticing the gap so much. I'm riding by myself, but it's a really nice setup. Drew is totally switched on with his gearing. Hello, cheeky little buggers. Get over here. Oh, I see, you're gonna run off now. G'day again, trendsetters. I'm riding a marvellous, rolling, undulating section of gravel that I believe is very close to the town, first town along the route. I think it's Pineville, if my memory serves me correctly. So, once I reach that town, I'll conduct a quick tour, get some rehydration, keep pressing on. One of my goals today is to arrive at the brewery that's on course. The brewery does not open until 5 PM. I should be there early because daylight around here this time of year only sticks around till about 6 o'clock, 6:30, so I can't exactly hang around much today. How's about this, trendsetters? We have an interstate over there and some rock cuttings that I'm going to ride right between. How badass is that? Pineville, I've arrived. First up, time for a couple of supplies from the old country market over there, or Dollar General. And then the town is that direction. We'll poke around real quick. And in case you're wondering, I am now in Missouri. Well, I've been in Missouri for a while actually. Heading into the store. That always tends to help me. I don't know. Excuse me.
No, we're right off the interstate.
Please admire today's hydration crap. don't be too judgmental. Well folks, welcome to Pineville. You can see it's quite windy. I've got a tailwind right now. Had a bloody headwind on and off as well, but no complaints because I'm not working today. On vacation from my regular gig, riding the bike and having a ton of fun. The course has you take the outskirts of town. I'm diverting a smidge to go right through the centre of town. I want to see what Pineville's all about. This is the main drag. Oh, it looks like it. Into Pineville. Here's the main square. The Mcdonald County Courthouse right there. There's the back side of the old courthouse. Here you go folks. My tour of downtown is never complete unless I visit the United States Post Office for Pineville. 64856. Pineville City Hall Visitor Centre. And there's the courthouse, Mcdonald County Courthouse. Like I said in the Big Sugar event, you'll likely bypass a lot of this. So this saves you stopping and poking around yourself. But feel free to. Well folks, that's about going to wrap up the tour of Pineville. Back onto the course. Apparently this road's closed, I don't have to go that way. I'm following the course, so we're going to see how it goes. Come on dog! Yeah! The road's dodgy. It's open, you know, open to bikes, maybe. Definitely not open to cars. That's the Pineville Bike Park right there. Let's have a quick look at the Pineville Bike Park. I'm on the outskirts of Pineville. Admire the beautiful view there. Pardon me as I ride on the other side of the road. Check out these little rock outcrops. Back on the gravel again out of Pineville, and I believe this section, the next 35 miles at least, it's going to be very tough. Slow going, a lot of climbing. This is climb number 6 and it's a steep little bugger. All of this land either side of this road is Missouri State Park. How's this for a view, trendsetters? Nice bike and lovely forest. Steep little drop down, time for the front camera. Need both hands on the handlebar for this section, of course. I had a spicy moment in the last descent, trendsetters. The rear wheel got kicked sideways by a big rock and I had to let the bike run its course a little bit but not turn hard right to avoid running off the road, because if I turned too much I would have lost the front wheel. So one of those fine lines between being really close to the edge and not overcorrecting. I believe I'm 2/3 through the marked climbs, according to the Garmin. I've had 3 tough climbs in a row. Absolute ball busters. I believe the grader has been through this section of gravel. Ah, there we are. There's the grader. You're good. This road might be freshly graded, but sometimes the graders make it tougher for wee gravel cyclist types. Often the gravel is deeper in places and makes the tyres sink in and therefore slow you down. I'm onto a flatter section of the course now. I think I've got about 15 miles to the brewery, but I tell you, I am feeling the pinch. Pretty warm today, like I mentioned earlier. And well, this course is tough. I haven't underestimated it. Don't let the flatter part of the course fool you. Some of these little climbs out of the creek beds are really loose and really steep. I'm not sure what this road is called, but it's basically riding a creek bed. It is robbing so much power out of my legs right now. That section of road just behind me was an absolute mongrel. I think I've got more ahead. I want to call it river bottom road or creek bottom road. That's what it's like riding, just non-stop. Just this sort of deep gravel, and it just crushes your soul. Well folks, I'm pretty close to the brewery I think, and I don't know if you can see the Garmin screen. There's this very, very steep climb. I'm not even on the steepest part yet, before the brewery, etc. So, the course designer, you're not my friend right now, that's all I gotta say. My God. Hopefully they have more than just beer at the brewery. Now it's getting steep. I think the steepest part behind me, maybe not. Yeah. On just some interesting pavement. I believe I'm really close to the brewery now. I hope so. Okay folks, there is a brewery here. There you go, Whistling Springs Brewing Company. I thought it was going to be a mirage. There you are folks, Whistling Springs Brewing Company, serving handcrafted beer, gluten-free beer, cider and root beer. The back door's open, let's see if anyone's inside. Hello? Hello? Here we are inside the brewery. It's the proprietors, they're off camera because they've been working in the barn and they're a little bit dirty right now. They don't want to be on camera. However, they kindly gave me some amazing Pepsis, and now they're serving up some home-brewed root beer. Oh my God, look at that, will you? So this is some really nice hospitality. So if you're in this neck of the woods, you need to come to this brewery, Whistling Springs, and I will put the website address, Facebook page, etc. in the video description below. And there's more to this brewery than just a brewery. They've got a horse farm. And I believe they've got some kind of retreat happening tomorrow. They mentioned a lot of stuff happening here. How's that for a lovely view? As the miles have worn on, there have been some pretty rough roads the past, well, I guess 10 miles thereabouts. And because I'm feeling pretty tired, the roads are completely beating me up now. So keep that in mind. This is a very tough event. 25 miles left to ride, or 40 kilometers. onto some pavement for a while, and it's really appreciated for once. I'm super beat up right about now, folks. Bloody hell. Anyway, making good progress. That is a tiny home. It's a bit difficult to see with the glare. It's pretty small. Folks, on the outskirts of the town of Peerage, yet the course goes that way, so it's kind of a teaser. As you can see, folks, it's very late in the day. I've got less than 10 miles to ride. I've been filming for a while because personality's out the window due to fatigue. Someone's more than likely going to ask, hey dude, how long do you think it's going to take to ride the course? Well, obviously it depends how fast you are, but if you're just stoozing around, you know, doing video like me, you're probably looking at about 7 to 8 hours. That's still a nice tempo. The really, really fast people, well, they'll be doing it probably 6 hours, who knows? I don't want to think about that. Doesn't sound like a lot of fun to me. Anyway, marvellous, huh? See how filthy I am from all of these miles and kilometres today. Covered in bloody crap. Bit of a deer congregation ahead of us here. Hello dear. You're going the wrong way, your mates went that way. Oh, they split up. I mean you no harm. Is this splendid or what? This is a pretty nice way to clock down the final miles of kilometres of the Big Sugar course. Although I've got to tell you, trendsetters, this course has a nasty little sting in the tail, because there's still 2 climbs remaining in the final couple of miles. Look how nicely the sun is playing off the trees over there in the distance. Folks, I'm about to ride onto the penultimate climb. I'm going to leave that with you. I think I'm going to leave you hanging in suspense. Oh, by the way, the final climb's coming up. I'm going to leave you in suspense for that one as well. Back into Bentonville. 732 meters of the course left. So I think it's about time to wrap up the video. Thank you for tagging along. Hope you enjoyed this pre-ride of the Big Sugar. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel. Don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos as they appear on the channel. I'll see you in the next video.